Have you ever experienced being scared of something that is not supposed to be scary? Do you know someone who is, for example, scared of clowns? Have you ever watched a movie in which a doll appeared, which made you feel a little bit frightened? We're all familiar with the phenomena that certain things frighten us, even though they're not that scary, or even supposed to be scary. This phenomena often appears in movies and literature, and it is commonly known as the uncanny.
But what exactly is the uncanny? The concept of the uncanny was first expressed by the German author Sigmund Freud, who used the word unheimlich to describe the phenomena of something scary and familiar at the same time. The German word heimlich has two meanings. On the one hand, it can mean homely, and on the other one, secret. We consider something homely when it is familiar to us, something we feel comfortable with because it makes us feel safe. We consider something secret, on the other hand, when we cannot talk openly about something. Someone knows more about something than others do, which makes this something secret and mysterious. Considering these double meanings, we understand that the word unheimlich describes something which is unhomely and mysterious, yet familiar.
But what exactly makes a clown appear scary? Well, clowns have the shape of a human, and humans are familiar to us. Yet, it's not really a human because the clown looks different than humans do. The white face and the bright smile of a clown, which can be seen as a mask, is not how we would expect a human to look like, which makes a clown unhuman, even though he acts like one. The fact that we don't know what's behind this mask scares us.
Another example of this are lifelike dolls. They look human and therefore are familiar or homely to us. But the fact that they don't breathe, that they are not alive, differs from what we would expect from a human or creature that looks like a human, which makes the doll appear scary to us. Simply because we recognize it as something we know, but it's still different from what we would expect. Sometimes we can even describe an experience uncanny. For instance, the phenomena of a déjà vu is often referred to the uncanny. A déjà vu describes an experience which we think to have experienced once before. We simply know that this is impossible, yet seemed it so real, which makes us feel a bit frightened about the otherwise positive experience. There are many more examples, and we often find the uncanny in literature.
The concept of the uncanny can, for instance, be seen in Doris Lessing's novel The Fifth Child. The novel is about a couple, Harriet and David Lovat, getting married and building the big, beautiful family and the big, beautiful home that they both always wanted to have. All seems well for the couple, who manage their big family home and their ever-growing family. However, a wrench is thrown into the works with the birth of their fifth child, Ben. Harriet already notices something amiss during her pregnancy, which she feels is particularly uncomfortable with the baby acting violently, trying to tear its way out of her stomach, according to her own words. Harriet's concern is, however, not backed up by the doctor, who states that there is nothing out of the ordinary. The pregnancy continues, and Harriet becomes more and more reliant on pain medication to put herself through it. When Ben is born with ape-like ugliness, the other children whisper to themselves that the child might be some kind of goblin, or changeling even.
The family's fear stems from a recognition of Ben as some kind of other that is impossible to truly call human. We can either see Ben as a troubled child, like the doctors do, or as some kind of wicked, monstrous thing, as the Lovats see him. Such things are in the eye of the beholder, and to the Lovats, his nature is something akin to a child, yet lacking the features of a regular child, permanently distances him from the family. Ben is uncanny to the Lovats, as they know he is a child, but he looks and acts abnormally, making them uncomfortable around him.
The trope of seeing something wrong is a true and tested trope often used in many films. Such films could be, for example, the Annabelle dolls, or if one is looking for a more general example, the story of the Boogeyman, something in your closet that you don't know what it is. It could also be as simple as the twig outside your window that forms a weird shadow. In conclusion, the uncanny describes something that appears to be familiar but is subtly wrong. This causes a sense of unease or even fear towards the object or experience. It is a good tool in fiction for building suspense and a cornerstone of the horror genre.